things are really coming together in the rehearsal room, but also orchestrally, the orchestra had their first playthrough yesterday.
That is actually the first time that the real orchestral sound is heard ever, because these days on programs like Sibelius, Finale, whatever, you can sort of fake the sound of the orchestra, but trust me, there's a big difference between what you can hear then and the real working with the orchestra.
See, as a composer, I'm writing this thing in a room in my flat. I finished writing this piece 18 months ago. It was written in a room, at a keyboard, in my own brain. That has got so many limitations in and of itself that I have to, and I always do, trust what a conductor can bring in terms of going his own little path, tempi changes, just little phrasing changes. I feel compelled and I love what a conductor can infuse into a piece, and Carlo is just the best to do that.
The interesting thing for me is to see how what we have heard with the piano reduction actually translates into the sound of the orchestra, and is actually interesting and sometimes is surprising, because obviously, when you have a pianist, it's very, very difficult to convey all the differences of the different timbres of the orchestra, particularly in a modern opera where there are so many different nuances. And also for the singers will be very interesting and sometimes a little bit surprising because they are used to certain cues from the piano part that is not necessarily what then you will hear in the orchestra. So this is what we are looking at. During the work with the orchestra, I'm also thinking how to help the singer to make some parts of the orchestra, some instruments stand out, so that the singer can listen better to that part and getting in with their vocal line. Of course, with Iain, we talk a lot, because it is important for me to understand sometimes the reasons or what pushed him, inspired him to write in a certain way. It helps also my interpretation to know which kind of sound word have inspired a certain phrase, or the fact that certain instruments are used rather than certain other instrument. The sound that is coming out from the orchestra is underlining, expressing and interpreting the emotion and the dramaticity that there is in the story in that moment.
I didn't need to give any notes yesterday. I didn't need to give a single note. Something about triangle. That was it. That was it. I'm in the process of just hearing and seeing this thing breathed into life at the highest possible level it could be done. And it's just a kid in a toy shop.